Alright folks, welcome to this exciting adventure. Right now we're in the middle of the main road at Glenila here, and in this special adventure we're joined by AKR channel historian.
Alright folks.
And literally the temperature today is about 17 degrees or something like that, and we're away to visit a historical wonder. I was at this ancient wonder a few months ago in the cold months when all the bushes and stuff weren't growing. So now that Athens growing, it's going to look totally different. So we've come back for a better adventure, and last time we kind of looked into the history after I was here. So we're going to go and update the viewers with all the history. But this is that abandoned mansion. Do you remember the abandoned mansion?
I remember that video, that was a good video.
Yeah, abandoned mansion folks, look back. It'll look totally different now, there's bushes and stuff growing around it probably, but we're going back. Real adventures right here on the channel folks. Hit that subscribe if you've not hit it already, that's another thing folks. You're meant to say that in your videos but here, it's your own choice. Hit that subscribe. Daily videos, that's what we try, but we're working hard here, so it's not always possible. But yeah, here we are. Adventures today anyway, for sure. Can't believe no cars have actually come yet. We've walked right around here. When I was driving up this road, it was motorbikes and cars and tractors and everything. So yeah, let's get into the adventure. So this here folks, at one time was the gate into what is actually a hunting lodge. But back then, a lodge is actually what nowadays you would call the size of a mansion or a big house. And back then it was just a lodge that the person would have come to maybe certain times of the year just for hunting at the weekends and stuff like that. So let's get into it. AKR, are you ready for this adventure?
I'm ready for the adventure, I think.
This is a huge piece of stonework. That's the only way to describe it. Think about the butler for the house or something coming up to open the gate for the laird boy when he was coming back. Look at the old padlock. Yeah, that's probably feel I think that's as old as the house, probably no. The gate will be though. So we have since found out that the house was built 1920 to 1930 roughly, and it is in the style of Art Deco. Would you believe? Yeah, that's what we reckon. Art Deco style folks. And you can tell that from the shape. And it's got the big straight high walls and the randomly sized windows.
And that's why it had a flat roof.
And the flat roof as well. It's incredible. And just imagine here, walking down the drive right now. These trees weren't even here. Did I had a picture of it on my phone?
I think these trees would have been lining the drive, would they not?
Yeah, but at that time they were just little in the photograph.
But they would have been here.
And also I'll put in a couple more photos that they weren't really easy to find in this place. It's quite a secretive kind of location that not many folk know about, and even some locals won't even know about this. Look, these trees have fallen over the path. This is incredible folks, with this sunshine and all the green trees now, I'm getting mega summer vibes here. And look at it, it's an abandoned wonder here. There's so many beasties flying about, it's unreal. Oh, like bumblebees and stuff. Look at all that fungi too, what? Incredible. Wow, look at this. This is such a spooky, haunted looking place. This is incredible folks. In a few more weeks this will almost be unwalkable down here because it's so overgrown. Wow, what a place. Last time I came there was no leaves on any of these trees and the grass hadn't grown up at all. What do you think of it, Icar, from your first impressions here?
Bigger than it looks in the video.
Hear that, folks? It's bigger than it looks in the video. Bearing in mind this is actually classed as a hunting lodge. It's bigger than most folks' houses. I just had a fly on my ear or something there and I just squeezed it when I touched it. That was disgusting. I hate all those creepy crawlies out here, folks. We'll have to be careful that there's no ticks here hiding in the grass, because they wait for deer and stuff passing by and jump on, drink your blood.
Or YouTubers.
Yeah, deer or YouTubers, that's who they wait for. Wow, look at these massive walls. The Harlan and stuff like that was whitewashed in the original photograph.
The walls are not looking great, are they?
Yeah, the size of the walls is just mind blowing. Like, yeah, it's incredible. It is cool to find out though that it was built in like the 1920s to the 1930s, and like it's cool to know that it's like an Art Deco big house, because the first time I came it was like a total mystery.
It's newer than most of the ones in the area, that's the thing.
Yeah, most big houses and stuff around here are old, ancient things, 1800s and older, and like this to be such a young big house, but also to this level of abandonedness. That was the crazy thing when I first came. And I almost thought it was like it had been half like a factory or something the first time I saw it. But no, it was a hunting lodge. And these would have been at the front here, massive like bay windows, looking out over that huge view up the hills there of Glenila. Look at it, folks, you can see the Lathan right there.
I was saying they've been either cupboards or shelves.
Cupboards or shelves, this has been here
room, I would say, yeah.
in the corner. Do you think this has been bedrooms maybe or something?
Well, this one's, it may have been, but this one's had a great big window, didn't it? So
Oh, aye.
upstairs would have certainly been bedroom.
Yeah.
It might have been at this down here, or it might have been someone else down here.
The size of some of these stones is just massive, eh, on the lintels. It's crazy the wall's able to stand above that, considering there's nothing in between it.
Yeah, the walls are in pretty poor condition.
Mm-hmm. And there's been birds living in all the chimneys.
Even one of those chimneys up there starting to collapse.
And then at one time there must have been, oh yeah, you're talking about this chimney up here. The end one there's broken away from the wall, the right hand side. And what I was going to say is there's an interesting staircase must have been up the tower there, and that would have been the access onto the roof level, that top door.
It would have been, yeah, yeah.
And then the roof would have been a flat roof. Basically they could have been standing up there just like drinking a whiskey and watching the stars. Do you think because it was a hunting lodge they would have ever been standing up there maybe with their guns shooting?
I don't know about that, no,
Nah.
never know, but maybe the odd rabbit or something, but no, probably not really, no. They've probably gone out the hill shooting.
These trees will eventually be the downfall of this house. See the sad thing, that tree there has fallen over and it's damaged the wall at the far corner. And then round here, I wonder if there's been a grand staircase here. This is the main entrance door here.
Yeah.
I can hear bees just galore around here. Look at the wee fireplace and stuff. See, I imagine this has been like an entrance kind of hall bit here, with a stair. But then,
Might have had a
if the stair, where would the stair have been if there had been
Well,
one?
there is that great big window there, and that window's double height.
Oh, aye. That looks like that window there's been halfway.
It has, yeah, and it's the biggest window in the place as far as height. But
Wow.
it's like between floors, So if it had
Yeah.
been stair, that would make sense as to be what it would be.
So the stair maybe had gone up here. And look, there's a beam coming in this way. I don't know how original that is in that direction, like, but I reckon this could have been in. You would have come in the door there, and to your right, you would have been looking at the bottom of the stair. And that maybe makes total sense. Like how there's fun.
There's probably been a little room there, maybe even a toilet or
Maybe.
a little room, or a cloakroom maybe.
And there's like a square in the floor here. And then look here, there's more squares. I wonder if there's been stone slabs or something to it, or.
Maybe though it's just maybe there's just been lines of stone with the floor beams sitting on them.
Oh, aye.
You sometimes got that. That's maybe just what the lines of stones are. Probably just been where the beams have been sitting.
And then in the picture here, like there's been a little wooden porch kind of bit on the side of here. This is the front door here and the main steps. And like if you look up when you're here, look, that top roof there is hanging over your head. That's incredible. But it's not even symmetrical at the front either, because there's a double window at this side and then a single one at this side. But like in the Art Deco style, it must have been an incredible property. But like the World Wars and stuff like that finished places like this off.
Well, it was built between the wars.
Oh, this was built between the wars, eh? I was just telling me. I should have thought that out. Yeah, so the Second World War would have just been the thing that was like finished this place off. Wow, and this would have been the next bay window along here, which is crazy. Look at this, folks. There's a wee bit of remains of this bay window here. It is cool to see the way they've made the stonework and stuff though back then, in the 20s and 30s. And would this have had electricity in it, do you think?
It would have done, yeah, I would have said so at the age of it, yeah.
And then this has had the cupboard in the corner as well. Probably in both these rooms. Do you think this has been cupboards here too?
I think it would have been either or shelves, but yeah, I think that's what that's been. I don't think it's ever been a doorway. I think just each room's had a bit there.
It's incredible with the sun shining up through all the green leaves up there. I'm sure I can hear bees, but I think they're maybe in this tree. So we're just looking at these lintels here and stuff, and we're just saying in a couple more years all this will be so rotten that these walls will be falling down. And that's why it's so cool to come and document houses like this.
They're so bad already.
But like AKR is saying, it's unsalvageable in this
I
condition.
would say the walls are, most of them.
It's literally just, even in the 1950s though, when our grandfather was up here as the head forester, this was a ruin.
Because some houses you go to like this, you can see that the walls are okay, but, but this one is pretty bad.
And I wonder if like these doors and stuff had been taken off, and I wonder if they still remain at a different property or something like that.
They were probably mostly wooden, so they maybe just rotted away. They were probably mostly wood.
I suppose I was thinking the stairs may have gone up like there, but they might have actually literally gone up this way somewhere.
Yeah, in front of that window maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is interesting, like. Hey, look. Some of the timbers is better than others for sure.
I think there's been a small room in that probably.
See, the last time I was here, an owl flew through the window and gave me the fright of my life. And then there's a whole bit being demolished on the side of the house out here, as we discovered once we found photos of this place. We can see there the ground outside is slightly raised. Look at all those blue bottles, oh my goodness. But yeah, you can see that the ground's slightly raised, and that's because there would have been the kitchen out there.
Well, it looked like surface wings anyway, yeah, even some of the pictures, I think, old pictures of it, but yeah, I think they'd have been like surface.
This is crazy, folks. Back in another ancient wonder. It's cool now though to come to it and know like when it was built and stuff, because the last time I was here I was just looking at stuff and trying to figure it out. Trying to guess. I'll tell you something, last time I was here this door was open slightly, and look, it's recently been closed. It's probably a gamekeeper or something, but look, the door's actually latched.
Here, it's had a solid floor. This would make sense that it kind of be the kitchen or a back entrance here, Brian.
Look at this, folks. There's been like an animal or something living in there, I think.
And I take it that piece of the wall had already fallen down when you were last here.
Yeah, the corner of the wall, this is it here. But yeah, you're noticing this solid floor, and you're saying that would make sense because...
Well, if this was like the service wing at the back, this would have been the back door, I would have thought.
Oh,
so this
aye.
would have been like a corridor, an access corridor, I would think, coming in there.
Look at the tiny little fireplace up here.
But that looks like there's like it's been a kitchen fireplace.
And do you think these could have been servants, like bedrooms maybe in the corner?
Yeah, it would have made sense with the little fires, to be fair, it would actually. Yeah.
And then look at those big wooden lintel ends there you can see in the wall.
Yeah. See, I did wonder if some of it's had wooden lintels, because see where it's all collapsed under the upstairs window.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking there'd been wood in there, and I think that's part of how it's collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the wood's rotted away and disappeared.
See, I think there's a tree growing in that end chimney, and that's what's pushed
Yeah.
the bricks apart.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the door we came in? No, it's no. So this would have been a whole other little room in this corner, like with the usual like cupboards. And then this one had an extra deep cupboard in the corner.
Yeah.
It is impressive. Like, look, there's been loads of chimneys up there again. It was probably so expensive to maintain a place like this. Like, there was just one day, like, just got abandoned and that was it. Nobody ever lived in it again. Every year that passed from then on, it just degraded. And what do you think the reason is for this metal lintel here, separate to the woodening?
I don't know whether it's just the way it was designed or built. I don't really know.
I wonder if it takes some load off the wooden beam or something in some way. I'm not sure.
See, that recess in the wall has probably been for shelves or for, you know, like like decorative.
Like a library in a way, maybe.
Well, maybe. I know you could be right. Aye. It certainly would have been for. This must have either been like a library or a dining room or something.
Or a wee study kind
Well,
of.
it's got, well, I don't know, it's got a big window and it's got that deep cupboard.
Yeah. Oh, so it could have been like a dining room.
And the fireplace looks like it's been bigger and fancier. So.
And it is right near the kitchen wing, which would make sense.
Yeah.
In a way. And then look in here. This is the old stairway. But I wonder if this was like the servants' stairway. Well, I call them servants, but the workers of the house. Look at this. There's no actually any lintel or nothing here the way it's been built.
It's actually wooden.
Way up there, eh?
Yeah.
But like, it's never been built as a total square. And look at this. We're right inside it here. Wow. That would have been the only access out onto the roof at that door up there. And then, I'm not sure, what do you suggest this hole might have been for right here?
Some of those have probably just been from the ends of beams, I think. The ends of floors. Like these ones sticking out here.
Yeah. I wonder if that was for heating in this room though.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know.
Because the reason I thought that, there was a reason I was thinking that there was some heating duct. If you look at the wall out here, look at the erosion on these bricks, it's just crazy. Here, I might actually get a photo of this. So we were just looking for any evidence of a stairway here anywhere, and we noticed there's a bit of wood up there with a little circle on it. And like, that's the only thing that must have been, they must have had bits of wood like that in the lathing of the wood where they attached the banisters on. And maybe even the stairways. Because there isn't any obvious evidence of that. Looks like there's been a wee window there too at the top. Just a short little window. And the way the trees is all against this, like literally it's not going to be up here for very long. It's like the last remains of the timbers and the stones. It's so cool to document it all. The next storm or whatever, like more of this could just keep falling down and down. And then this would have probably been outside at one time. It's maybe been moved in here. So that was likely to be like another cupboard where this has been pushed into. Yeah, see the strange thing, AKR up here? See if you look at the wall, there's like a hole comes out there, look.
Ah, yeah, right.
And then it goes into there. So I was thinking that must be some heating.
Yeah, you're right enough here that it's been a duct for wiring or pipes maybe.
Oh, aye.
Could have been for water pipes or
That's true.
that sort of thing. See the fires up there have little doors for closing off the chimney.
Oh, aye.
That ones are closed and those ones are open.
So they are.
That's a little thing.
That's so cool.
That was to stop the drafts when you weren't using the fire in the bedroom.
That's such a good idea. Look at this stick's just literally hanging here.
It's holding up the whole tree.
That's the bother, like that. That's just going to knock the wall down one day, like. And what do you reckon this is here? Do you think this has been sealed up?
I think that's originally been a range.
Uh-huh.
It must have been, because you can see where the tiles have been around it, that's been a kitchen range.
So there's been a kitchen range here, folks.
But I would say later on it's been either fully or partially bricked up.
Yeah.
Partially bricked up, when there'll be just a fireplace put in, or fully bricked up. But I would say originally.
And then look, it's had a big mantelpiece there.
Or it's had something fixed on one side there.
Do you know, I think there's marks though, maybe.
That's been from the tile surround. A lot of the ranges had a tile surround. Single tile, that's what that's from, I would say.
And do you know, I think it's strange that they've made the wall with wood between it. So like it's guaranteed eventually to rot and drop.
Well, they never expected it to get water on it, did they?
And then this would have actually been the kitchen area, we thought, eh?
I think so, looking at the
So even though the range was at that side, this would have been where they had...
Well, this would have been
other kitchen sort of stuff.
I would reckon there'd be other service related rooms.
Yeah.
So it would have been larders or...
And I wonder...
would have been the back door.
I wonder if they've taken... Like, why they've taken this end off it.
I would think they've probably reused the stone.
Oh, aye.
With the stone's not here, it's not lying on the ground. So I think somebody will have been looking somewhere to reuse the stone on something around the place.
Yeah. Architectural salvage.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe that or just...
And then this window here would have been on the outside of the building. And the wall would have literally come down here. And I'm sure there is like a little wooden roof out here somewhere as well in the photo. I think it's like just beyond there. And it would have been such a crazy spot. All these trees in the photograph are just tiny little. You can hardly even see them.
I don't know what those ceramic things are for, because they don't go right through.
Aye.
I thought originally they'd be like ventilation, but they don't seem to go right through. And you think they're just for a beam sitting in, but not unless a metal beam sat in them, maybe.
Oh, aye, maybe.
Maybe a metal beam. I mean, all the other holes would have been wooden joists.
Yeah, so maybe there was metal beams at this side as well.
I just don't know what those things are for. Yeah, they're definitely just a socket. They're just like a socket. They'll go right through.
Yeah, so those ceramic bits are just sealed. They're just like sockets, like cups.
Yeah.
So we reckon that could have potentially been metal beams in those ones.
Well, they're in line with where the other beams are. So
Yeah.
that's the thing I can think.
And there's one like last bit of the harling up here that's the same as what it originally would have been, because most of it's fallen off. Okay, and this cement detailing here around the edge is what it would have had all the way around, I reckon, the house, up at that bit.
And then further up there would seem to be a wooden thing with metal on the top, but it would be zinc or...
Oh, aye. And there's one bit of that remaining, look. And there's been a gutter up this bit here too, leading up the corner of the house. And what do you think this hole's been for here? Oh, there's been something leading right up the wall there, look.
Yeah, there has been. But you're right that there's a hole through, whether it be a down pipe or...
And it says on that brick, Muir Armadale. I've seen that at a few places, those bricks. We've seen those bricks at the Reekie Linn in that cave. See, there's been gutters run down here as well. There's been a lot of gutters. Look at this long window, and then look, the wee one at the top's just a little short window. It's got so much character, like, I might get a photo for this angle. So you can see the lie of the land here, folks, how it's been levelled out when they built the house. You can see in the drive came down that ridge there and into the front. And the original photo I've got is taken from over there, so maybe we should go over there and have a look. Yeah. The ground's totally been levelled in this whole area. Look, this old bucket remains over here. I saw this the last time as well. But it just shows you it's just chilling it here all year round. Degrading more and more. Do you think this bucket was used at the house? That's a coal pile, I think. I wonder if they had a wee wooden coal shed or something. Anyway folks, let's go and try and get a photograph of this place for roughly the original angle that the photo was taken. Was it not a postcard or something that the picture was on? Yeah, the original picture that I'm going to try and include in this video, like it was just a postcard. Somebody in the local area would have, well, if somebody came on holiday around here, they would send that home and say, look, we're here at this beautiful location. When actually in the postcard it looks quite eerie, quite spooky. See that top chimney can, the third one along there is like, there's holes in it. I think it's been hit with an air rifle by the looks of things.
That's a reasonable assumption.
This building looks so eerie and spooky, like. The first time I came, I thought it could have been like a factory or something at that end, because it's like the grey Harlan and the oddly shaped and spaced windows. It is strange because the picture I took originally looks like it was actually taken from that field over here, maybe. I'm thinking that's what it could be, folks, because there's a great big void in the ground here. All these trees are now in the picture. It shows you all these trees have grown within that time scale. Wow. Such a cool, like, eerie spot. It is cool to visit these places too at different times of the year, and there's a totally different atmosphere at them. And it's also cool to check on them now and again and just see if like any more of it's fallen down. Look at it from here. This place looks good for so many angles, folks. Just like, look at that. Imagine it in its prime, like the Art Deco style. And this is exactly where they would have been pulling up in their, what did they have in 1920? Steam cars.
Oh, that was the shaky start of motor cars.
Motor cars by that time, folks. Model T pulling up out here.
Yeah, and even slightly later cars than that, I think.
An Austin 7. Look at this, folks. This would have been maybe like a bit of a landscaped garden.
I think it would have been. I think these bushes would have been, they would have sort of been
planted. Yeah. That tree and everything would have been planted. That's a big tree at the bottom there. It's a chunky bit of wood, that.
You'd almost wonder if that's older than the...
But then in the photo there wasn't trees. And look at out here, folks, so we can get a sense of the view from this property.
Yeah. You get a sense of why it was built here for the view.
It's just here in this incredible Scottish landscape, folks. Look, there's proper little paths here. Oh, there must have been a display of daffodils down here. Yeah. They've maybe been in the ground since this house was in its prime.
I would have said they would have been.
Wow. What a spot, folks. You can hardly see the house. Last time I came here, you could see through all these bushes. Wow, folks. I always say wow when I'm at these places, 'cause the locations are so incredible. It's like walking about in a Scottish postcard, and then in the middle of it, boom, there's like a crazy abandoned wonder just hidden in the woods. Yeah, it's maybe just been some gamekeeper activity here. Just an old bit of pallet. I think a lot of these trees maybe were planted about the time of the house, like some of the bigger ones. been so interesting to take another walk about here and see it again. Because the last time I was here, it was like the first time I'd seen it. Like, you have so much to take in. It's cool to come back and have a fresh look. And also, like AKR, see, he often kens a lot more about old house stuff than what I can. So it's interesting getting a fresh like outlook on places. And look, it's just such an eerie, spooky vibe of a place. Like, it's one of my favourite abandoned locations to come to, really, out of all the new ones that I've found recently. Alright folks, that's been another cool little adventure here, exploring a little bit of abandoned history and getting to see it in a whole new light with all the greenery around it, and just imagine that in its heyday. It's incredible. Anyway, we'll end it here folks. Goodbye for me, goodbye for AKR.
Goodbye.
We'll see you in the next one very soon folks. Thanks a lot for watching.